The stock market just broke a new all-time high, and even though the price is not doing too amazing ever since, we all know that Bitcoin has a very high correlation with the S&P, and that ultimately things will turn back around for Bitcoin, crypto as a concept, all the good stuff. And yes, we are seeing corrections all across the board. Ethereum here is down 21%. Bitcoin is down, let's check it out. It went down roughly 22%. Right now it's down roughly 18%. And there comes the kicker. Right now, we're actually having a very, very interesting trading range for Bitcoin as we just fell down, had ourselves a correction, filled the CME gap, and are right now trading at that CME gap range as I posted over a little bit earlier on Twitter. We're playing a little bit of ping pong in there. And I've started a new challenge for you guys. I'm starting two, but here's one I'll announce right now. I'm starting a $2,000 to $100,000, infinite, I don't know. Let's just say a $2,000 to $10,000 challenge with trading. And everything's going to be logged in our doc, I should say our sheets. And the one challenge is only for the bot, which I'm about to show you. Now, I will say that the bot does not make crazy numbers in the gains. It just makes consistent and very logical gains. And I'll explain exactly how it works. So for that reason, if you're going to go from 2,000 to 100,000, etc., you need more risk because let's say it's making you what? $10 a day or $100 per move every week. Whenever it does happen, it's not as consistent. I'm just giving you an example. But yeah, even though that's really, really good, it's going to still take you some time to get to your goal. I'll put on dark mode as you guys seem to love it, and I'll explain exactly what I've done right here. So this, what you're seeing right here, is the strategy we have been talking about for an extremely long time. And the simple concept is, we are in a bull market. We are expecting prices to continue higher as time goes on. And we do not expect the price to go below what? Let's say $33,000. And if it does happen, we need to adjust the bot. We need to adjust accordingly and add more margin. But I'll talk about that a little bit later. So what this does now, and I've told you before, this was one of the most profitable endeavors for me back in 2017-18, mostly 2017, obviously. What it does is it sets multiple different price targets to buy at with, depending on your settings, ever increasing little steps that on the wave back up, it makes tons of profit. What I tell you guys all the time is, these are the most important levels to watch. Here are where we want to buy. Here's where we want to sell. It's actually pretty convenient that this bot just finds a good point to buy in, or matter of fact, you can actually find a good point to buy in when starting the bot. It'll then try to sell for an amount of profit you put in. Let's say, for example, 8% or 0.8%. However, because the price might not go to your profit instantly, but might move down, what it looks for is the exact right spot, again, that you inserted in your settings, to buy back in more, to get your average price lower. So once it now goes up from that price, you take the profit. And if, again, it does not go back up, it just keeps buying its way lower. And like I said, this is one of the easiest but best strategies in a bull market where you do not expect the Bitcoin price to come back down to $15,000 or so, and stay there for a long time, because that's another caveat. So in this case here, what we've done is we have a set amount of safety orders, which are the amount of times our bot buys as the price goes down. And if in a video, for example, we say, oh, we are expecting a massive new crash to come, there are two things which you can do. For example, one, like I described in the video, is have short bots running at the exact same time. Because what they'll be doing is trying to sell and make profit at any one point. And if you know the range that Bitcoin is going to be trading at for a certain while, you can use higher leverage or smaller amounts of profit so you have a higher frequency of trades. If you're not exactly sure where it's going to go, obviously either lower leverage or similar, but just wider orders and potentially a little higher profit can be very wise. Trust me when I say, guys, I've made so many mistakes over the past, I'd say year, and maybe it's actually already 2 years, I'm not so sure, of this exact strategy, because obviously my 2017 strategy was slightly different as the market was a lot less mature than it is now. And right now, I am so much more convinced that crypto is going to be on the up and up. So again, to get back to it though, you can see there's a little 2 right there. It had an initial buy, and then as the price went lower, it bought again. Right now, the average cost, for example, is $40,100. That's not nice. As the price, as you can see here, right now you can't see, but the price for Bitcoin is right now at $39,850. So we're already $300 below our average cost. Is that bad? Is that a big problem? Well, I've let this bot run for, I think, 4 days maybe. Yeah, just quickly confirmed. 3 days, 23 hours, or 3 days, 23 hours. Assets in the bot are $1,650. It's done one profit cycle, meaning it already got its profit once, which again is not a lot of profit. You might consider $20 to be nothing, but I didn't do anything, right? It's just automatic pilot. And so we have given it $1,600 to do its work with. As you can see, to fill this cycle took 2 days and 20 hours at an average cost of 40.195 with a take profit at 40,500. And out of our 1,600, it took about $400 to do so. And so the profit was around $29 and it filled them 6 times. Now, actually, the strategy on this account, this is my YouTube account, not where the official bots are running, is not perfect because I could have changed one setting ever so slightly. But the ones I will be publishing, the ones you can copy and whatnot, they will have the proper strategies, so do not fret. It's just about your initial buy-in. I put it slightly too low on this one. Anyway, as you can see here, our second cycle is now started. Average cost of 40,106, take profit of 40,426, and right now only $120 in. Only 2 out of our 13 orders filled. You can put more orders, but then you need to also lock up more capital. It's not a bad thing though. And the reason you do not show what I've just shown you all over the internet with very big orders is because there might be people hunting your positions. And that's also the warning which I'm about to give you in just a second after I show you what exactly you should be watching for and what the most important thing to look at is. So first of all, you might see a floating P&L here, right? This, if you're just starting out, might get pretty high. And this basically means how much you're losing before any profit is taken, right? Let's say we started with $1,000. Okay, let's say we started with $2,000, $5,000. Because you're opening a trade and it's not taking profit, it's only going down, waiting for another buy to hit before potentially going up, taking your profit, or going down more. In the meantime, you're at a loss. That's why there are multiple strategies that can do things quicker, and why to some people it's not good for their heart because they don't like to look at a loss for a while. But I personally think it's the best way to go about it. And in this exact part of the market, this will not work forever. You have to quit once basically the euphoria phase of the market is over. And the downsides, I'll describe all this as time progresses, is that you might miss out on a lot of profit just opening one long position with crazy high leverage at the right time. This will obviously keep trying to open position and close them, keep opening, closing. And so if there's a massive wick upwards, you might make less profit, but hey, I don't mind. Anyway, so again, this you usually don't show to people, but because our orders are so small, I don't think it matters. And for the sake of the tutorial, the little guidance, I'll tell you, but usually I will not show this again. So as you can see here, from the bottom up, you can see where exactly this bot is going to try buy itself more Bitcoin. And this bot specifically all the way down to 33,000, which again is my own personal like worst case scenario for Bitcoin as of this point. And right here, you can see where it wants to sell. This price here will keep going down lower as the next target is hit. You can also see where it already took profit before. Sorry, this is cycle 2. You can see where it started the bot. So it started it yesterday with the initial price of 40.5 thousand. Then it tried to buy at 40.1. Now it's trying to buy, it actually already bought at 39.7-ish. Then it's trying to buy at 39.2. And once more, as we get to 39.2, it's going to try to take profit as the price goes slightly above that level again. No, still going lower. Okay, 38.7, 38.2. You can understand the drift here. It's going to keep trying to go lower and lower and lower to help you on that way upwards. And again, I've left a link down below where you can just easily copy my exact strategy on OKX, because that's the exchange I'm using, and that's what you're looking at right now. Later on, I'll explain to you how to do it on BitGet and Bybit, and I think in a week or two, I'll also explain how to do it completely without any of these exchanges. But I think there's actually another exchange that I like that everybody in the world can use for these bots. However, OKX right now is just the simplest. A link is down below. You can get yourself some juicy bonuses. And I'll leave a link down below to exactly how to copy the bot. Soon, though, I think there's an easier way for the copy to work. So if you want to wait maybe a week or so, maybe 3 days, depending on how quick people respond, there might be just a very, very easy copy button. All right, let's go over some of the bad sides. So once more, your profit and loss might, at a lot of points here, not look too juicy. You can see here, it looks like, oh, we're such stupid asses, we're only losing money. But the point is, that's the whole goal. The goal is to be down so you can be up massively afterwards. That's the whole idea. A lot of people can't handle it. If you know from yourself that you can't, don't even attempt, don't even start. Second of all, this is very important. The reason this works is because we're in an up mostly market. If you see a massive wick towards the downside, you have to add more margin so you don't get liquidated. That's the most important part here. And that's why it does require some knowledge on your end. I don't want you to go in blindly without understanding the parts. If the price goes down very hard in one wick, maybe because somebody wants to liquidate a whale, which is why you don't show your exact orders, because then they can calculate your liquidation price. if they know it from a whale, for example, they might try to push the price just below that level so you get liquidated and lose your money. A countermeasure is to add more margin to your trade so there's less leverage and you get liquidated less quick, so you can hold out and wait a little bit for the price to move back upwards. Because very often, if the price moves down that hard, the bot's just able to continue buying, depending on how many orders you set, or depending on when you add margin, depending on whether you place a manual order there as things go down really, really hard. The bot, because it's buying its way down, on the way up will give you massive amounts of profit if you're able to wait out for it, basically. But I think that mostly sums it up. The bot will do most of the work, but you can supplement it with our broader mainstream strategies, or these can be used for side trades, or rather, the bot can be used on the side while you're trading mainly. But theoretically speaking, if you really wanted to, you get afraid, you could actually pause the bot, for example, when you expect things to fall back down too hard. If you, for example, think the price is going to go down all the way towards like $22,000, for example, yeah, you do not want to go for this. And that, again, is the risk. That, again, is the bad side. In a bull market, that's why it's nice. And again, how you can manipulate it slightly is by, for example, sometimes what people do, they start a new bot at a very specific price when prices have come down so much, because then it can just easily take some quick profit, or instead of already having filled 3 or 4 orders, it's just starting now and fills like 10 orders, 13 orders afterwards, or only 1 order, who knows, to get you that profit. Theoretically speaking, though, you want as many orders as possible before taking that profit, because instead of only having $100 in, if it does 10 orders, you now have $1,200 in, for example. So if it now takes that profit, you've got way more profit than if only one was gone for, if you have incremental settings on, which we do. I'm gonna say it once more. It's gonna get easier as time progresses. Right now, we've got an OKX link down below to just the bot itself. Soon, I'll have some more things down there. Like, for example, a sheet, a full-on tutorial of how to set it up. The sheet will have the profits and exactly the steps, etc. Some different bots you can go for. And I'm going to try to set up a one-click solution where you just click once and just follow me, basically. For now, check out the OKX link down below where you can get your bonuses, get your juicy rewards, etc. And there will also be a link to just copy the bot, but you might have to use the OKX link to sign up first. Otherwise, you might miss out on the bonuses, might miss out on the competitions that are coming out soon. And then the bot link next, after you've already made your account on a browser. Again, if you don't use the proper link, you're gonna miss out on a lot of rewards that can only be gotten with that link. As to where I think we're headed next, right now it seems the CME gap range low, so the 39.6, is still acting as our leading support. Our theories are still basing it on the fact, like I've said a couple of days ago, that 38,000 won't be broken, and if it does, it's going to be a very interesting ride all the way towards 30,000, 33,000. But again, I do not think that's going to happen. Nothing is showing signs of that just quite yet, because there's so much FUD, but it's all pretty explanatory. So on the upside, 40.5K is a very important level, which we just got resisted at, and of course, above that is roughly at 42 there. Things get interesting again. But right now it's just breaking out of this range first. That's what we're watching for. And then we'll see from there on forward. Yeah, that's about it.